On February 27, we have a new moon in Pisces. I love lunations that are in the energy of Pisces because Pisces is the energy of returning back to spirit. What does it look like to return back to spirit? It looks like listening to your body and your intuition. It looks like spending quality time in silence, in solitude. It looks like taking your power back and investing your time and energy wisely. It looks like intentionality. It looks like having conversations with your heart. It looks like being in the consciousness of oneness. It looks like many, many things. And these 8 prompts, directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding this Pisces new moon, will be supporting you in returning back to spirit in some way, shape, or form. The energy of Pisces is ultimately the energy of returning back to your center. So I pray that these prompts I'm about to share with you and guide you through really do bring you back to your center. So without further ado, let's get into them. How has my collective consciousness expanded? What do I mean by collective consciousness? I mean the awareness that your actions, your being, isn't just your actions and your being alone, isn't just solely impacting your life path. It is impacting the collective. It is impacting those that surround you. It is impacting the human family as a whole. How has your collective consciousness expanded? How has your awareness of your part in the collective and others' part in the collective, how has that increased and heightened for you? This is, again, the energy of Pisces because it is not just the collective consciousness, but it is the consciousness of oneness. It is the consciousness that what I do impacts you and that what you do impacts me, regardless of where we are in the world. So, how has your collective consciousness expanded? What beliefs surrounding the way my life has to be are being left behind? Ultimately, what this prompt is asking you is, how are you allowing yourself to really lean into the limitless possibilities that are available to you? What limitations are you leaving behind? So many of us, without even noticing, place limitations upon ourselves. And a lot of this comes from our beliefs in how our life has to be. We believe that our life has to be this way because this is where we grew up or how we grew up. We believe our life has to be that way because it's always been that way. But that's not true. Your past does not determine your future. Your present determines your future. So what beliefs surrounding the ways you believe your life has to be are being left behind, are being released? What does being in a state of being look like for me? What does it look like for you to be in a state of being? And I think that some people are still confused by what exactly this means. What does it mean to be in a state of being? Aren't I always in a state of being? Most of us are honestly not in a state of being. Most of us are in a state of doing, constantly doing, that we're not simply being. To simply be is to be in the present moment, to not be distracted, to not be having your energy and your attention pulled towards the past or the future. It is 100% right here, right now. And we often don't notice when we are in a state of being because being in a state of being comes so naturally. You may have noticed that when you're with that one really good friend of yours and you always have really good conversations, you're just in the moment of being in conversation with that person. Or when you're in the theater and you're watching a movie and you're just so present in the movie, and then when the movie ends, you forget that you're at the theater. That means that you are 100% all there, fully present, not distracted by the past, by the future, by anything that is outside of right here, right now. So take a moment to reflect on what being in a state of being looks like for you. When and how and where have you noticed really brings you here right now in the present moment? And one of the reasons why I'm sharing this prompt with you is to get you to be clear on what being in a state of being looks like for you and how, and ultimately having that clarity encourage you and inspire you to spend more time simply being versus always spending your time in a state of doing. Because when we're in a state of being, that is yet one of the many ways that brings us back to spirit. What medicine would solitude gift me right now? This prompt just kind of came out of nowhere. It felt like a prompt that I needed to add and share with you because I'm sensing that so many of us are having this calling and this desire and this seeming need to be in solitude. And not just, I'm not simply speaking about just being alone, but like really being in solitude in the sense of being in the present moment and within your own energy, not impacted by the energy of others, not distracted. This again goes back to the last prompt of just being all there with yourself in the present moment. So many of us, I feel, are having this calling, having this desire, having this come up in our minds of, man, I'm in the mood to be in solitude. I'm in the mood to get away and just be with myself and be in the present moment. And I want us to take a moment and really pay attention to this desire that's coming up for us, to this intuitive feeling, to this calling, and contemplate if we did gift ourselves that moment of solitude, what medicine would come from that? What do you feel would come from being in solitude right now? How can I bring more clarity, more comfort, more confidence to myself in the unknown? The energy of Pisces being the energy of returning back to spirit is also a reflection of returning to the unknown. And the truth is that we're always in the unknown, but consciously returning to it, consciously accepting it, consciously embracing it, consciously being in the knowing and resting in the knowing that the unknown is an innate part of life. And often the unknown, most of the time, the unknown feels like uncertainty. It is not something that we can escape. It is not something that we can solve. It is not a problem to be solved. The unknown is a beautiful, mysterious, magical part of life. And the sooner that we embrace it and know it as such, the sooner that we are at peace being in the unknown, the sooner that we are at peace journeying through life. So how can you bring more comfort to yourself in these moments where you catch yourself feeling uncertain? How can you bring more comfort to yourself, more confidence to yourself when you are in the unknown? And truly, this is simply a question that asks us, how can we gift ourselves more clarity, more comfort, more confidence in life itself? What do I know supports me with being in tune with spirit? And for those of us who are still a bit confused as to what being in tune with spirit means, let's bring a bit more digestibility to this, right? In other ways that you can perceive and receive this prompt is, what do I know supports me with being in tune with my breath? What do I know supports me with being in tune with the present moment? What do I know supports me with being in tune with the unknown? What do I know supports me with being in tune with life? What do I know supports me with being in tune with nature? Take a moment to notice how you may have felt and been seemingly misaligned and out of tune. And for me, over the years, I've grown conscious of my spiritual path. And I've always had these moments of where I've felt really in tune with spirit, really in tune with the universe, really in tune with God, really in tune with the creator, whatever name you want to give this force that ultimately cannot be named. There have been moments where I've felt very in tune with this force, with this energy. And there have been times in my life where I have felt really out of tune, really out of alignment, really like I've just lost my touch, like I just cannot. It's like there's this seeming silence, like a loss of guidance, a loss of intuition, a loss of really feeling like I'm on the right path. It's in those moments where you've kind of where you're feeling lost with yourself, where you're really ultimately lost with spirit, right? What do I know supports me with being in tune with myself? That is also a direct reflection of this prompt. What do I know supports me with being in tune with spirit? So take a moment to bring this clarity to yourself of how you know, what you know supports you with being in tune with spirit. So whenever you feel lost, whenever you feel like you've kind of fallen by the wayside of being in touch with this essence, revert back to what you journaled here and invest in those things that support you with being back in alignment, with being back in tune and in touch with the one. In what ways do I feel and know I can use my life force more wisely? Taking these moments to contemplate how you can be investing your time and energy more wisely is also you prioritizing reclaiming your power, calling your energy back to yourself and returning back to your center. We don't realize how scattered our energy can be, and often we can notice how scattered our energy is by observing our thoughts. If our thoughts are all over the place, then our energy is all over the place. Have you felt like you can be using your life more wisely? You can be spending your life more wisely. You can be using your life force, your energy, your attention, your focus, your time more wisely. If you have been feeling this, then it is a calling to do so, to take action, to no longer just keep going and being the way that you've been going and being. Reclaim your power, reclaim your sovereignty, reclaim your energy by journaling this prompt and taking the time to see the ways and know the ways and acknowledge the ways that you feel and know you can be using your life force more wisely, more intently, more intuitively. How am I moving forward in new ways? I encourage you to look back at what you've journaled, the prompts that I have shared with you previous to this prompt, those that you've chosen to journal. Look back at what you've written and then ask yourself this question: how are you moving forward in new ways? The divine timing of this Pisces new moon arrives as we approach a new season in nature and a new year. The astrological new year, the energetic new year comes with the spring equinox. So similar to how you may have been feeling with the calendar new year around end of November, early December, is probably how you may be feeling now. This is the time where we are contemplating, reflecting, where we are setting these intentions, where we are sitting down with ourselves and taking the time to think about how we're moving forward differently. And the simple fact that you're sitting down to do this and journal this is you being intentional with how you are moving forward, with how you are journeying through life. So I hope that you are feeling proud of yourself and grateful for yourself for investing your time and energy in this way, to be looking for content like this, to be curious and to be seeking out people, places, and things that support your clarity, that support your alignment, that support you activating your purpose and support you in reclaiming your energy. So, how are you moving forward in new ways? And that, my friends, are the 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding this Pisces new moon. I sincerely pray and hope that these prompts have gifted you that returning back to spirit, that returning back to your center and to your knowing of the truth. I am wishing you the most clarifying, comforting, confidence boosting Pisces new moon. May we all be in tune. May we all be present. May we all be conscious and ever expanding. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for bringing me into your present moment. I'm so grateful for you, and I would love to connect with each and every single one of you in the comment section below. So if you feel so inspired and you want to connect with your girl, head on over to the comments to let me know which of these prompts really resonated with you. Let me know the ways in which you are moving forward in new ways. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.